I went on a little search and a little hunt to look for all of these bombers, and as it turns out, every single faction has at least one of these no-tail bombers. But today's video, we are looking at the American one, and this is the TBD Devastator naval bomber. But what if I told you in a recent update, they actually made this thing even more devastating? No pun intended. So instead of the two 250-pound bombs and a bunch of 100-pound bombs, you will now drop 500-pound bombs. And you have 3 of them. Get out of here, buddy. Dying breath. Hey guys, it's Jim here, and welcome back to War Thunder. And ever since the Hampton Mark 1 video, I had this little itch to start finding all these low tier bombers to actually play, because you know they're actually pretty excellent and people don't really know that they existed because they just came over it for the next tier for fighters, or they just want a higher tier bomber like a B-17 or whatever. But anyway, I went on a little search and a little hunt to look for all of these bombers, and as it turns out, every single faction has at least one of these low tier bombers. You know, the British have the Hampton Mark 1, the French have the Portes 633, but today's video, we are looking at the American one, and this is the TBD Devastator naval bomber. And for any vet players who have actually played this thing before, then you know how dangerous this thing is. You can drop 2 250-pound bombs or 2 100kg shells, as well as 6 100-pound bombs or 50kg shells. The thing is, you drop 2 at a time. But that's not really an issue because this thing has a bomb sight. But what if I told you that in the recent update, they made this thing even more devastating? No pun intended. So instead of the 2 250-pound bombs and a bunch of 100-pound bombs, you will now drop 500-pound bombs. And you have 3 of them. And why is this even more devastating now? It's the fact that you now drop them individually. So that means I can make 3 bombing runs with 3 500-pound bombs before I need to fly back to airfield to rearm. Or if you think the 500-pound bombs or 250kg shells are not sufficient enough, they also added a 1000-pound bomb on this thing. Yeah. So if this thing hasn't already been devastating enough, it surely is now. And what's even scary about the Devastator is that, as you can see, these are suspended bombs, means that they are on the outside of the plane, and then you have a bomb sight as well, so that means your bomb drops are incredibly accurate with this thing. So will this plane go up to 1.7 or 2.0 battle rating? Maybe up a bit up to 1.3, but definitely not higher than that. And it's mainly because of the other aspects of this plane. Let me show you. Now for the max speed, as far as I'm aware of, this thing doesn't really like to retain its energy, doesn't like to build up speed, doesn't like to maintain its speed, and unfortunately, it doesn't like speed. And what does that mean is that when you go around 450 to 500 kilometers an hour, you run the risk of ripping your wings. So my advice is don't even try to dive bomb with this thing. But the good news is that what it makes up in lack of speed is its turn time. I know it says 19.0 seconds, but I can tell you, even with a full payload of 500-pound bombs, that 19 seconds feel more like 17 seconds. Yeah, the turn time on this thing is ridiculous, I just wish the roll rate is a little bit more cooperative. Otherwise, everything else is okay. The rate of climb is actually not too bad for something this light and this slow. And then in terms of survivability in the dogfight and whatnot, it's not really that great. Like, you do have armor up here, but nowhere else. So that means it's very easy for you to get pilot snipe in this thing, so be extremely careful. As well as your engine block is actually an open one, so that means small arms machine guns or single autocannon will actually damage your engine pretty easily in this thing, so that's something you need to be careful of. As well as your armaments on this thing. It's actually a little bit lacking, unfortunately. I mean, like, sure, it has a early 50 caliber M2 Browning machine gun in the nose. That carries up to 500 rounds, which is actually ridiculous because most of the planes with 50 cals in this BR only carries like 200. And unfortunately, your defensive machine gun is really nothing much to look at either. It's a single 30 caliber Browning machine gun. So why am I not too particularly fond of these armaments is the ammo belt. As you can see, like, sure, you have a 50 caliber, but as I said, it's the early 50 caliber, and that means your rounds are not really the most golden thing I've ever seen. Like, the red bullets are armor piercing rounds and you have a lot of them per belt. Now, one thing I do like is that when it comes to shooting ground targets from top down, I would definitely welcome these armor piercing rounds, but when it comes to shooting down planes, it's really not that great. It's only good for making holes in the plane. If you have seen my P-36 video, you know exactly what I'm talking about. As well as your turret machine gun. You only have a whole bunch of armor piercing rounds and a single incendiary bullet in a burst of 5 rounds. I mean, granted, at battle rating 1.0, you will be seeing a whole lot of biplanes and monowing aircraft with a bunch of, like, with the engine as an open block. With your belt with a whole bunch of armor piercing rounds, you're not going to set that plane on fire. And so there you have it. This is the TBD Devastator naval bomber. And it's definitely in my books of low tier bombers with excellent performance. But either way, let me know if you want a video where I go through every single faction with the same bomber of the same caliber. Otherwise, let's stay easy out in the battle, and let's just destroy everybody we look at 1.0, shall we? Damn it!
Destroy hostile base!
This way. You can't get me. Not even shell velocity.
We've been hit! Artillery strike. Coordinates. Echo. 4. Destroyed.
Echo. 4. Acknowledged. Open fire.
I really need ammo, now's not a good time. You using high explosives or something? Dude, you can just tear that guy up, man. God damn it. All he needed is a 50 kill. That's all he needed. You see the striker, but I don't know whether he's really going back to airfield or it's just... trying to get some distance. Nice and cozy in there. Not anymore. Are those light things or those... yeah, the light things. You wanna run that by me again? Come on, 150 kill in a dream. That's a Chaika, isn't it? Oh god, jump Peters.
Enemy forces have captured that zone. The enemy is winning. We must counterattack.
I see a plane, I see a tank I do not like. Wanna run that by me again?
Attention to the map.
Mark it off.
We have most of the zones. Attention to the map! And victory will be ours.
Alright, there's the all clear signal. Let's go.
We've captured most of the strategic zones.
Ooh. Yeah, whatever, I just want my TBD anyway. I kind of wisdom bomb there. Are those guys bombers or are they just some white knights? They're bombers. How much I want to bet one of them's gonna crash? There it is. Here comes number 2. I think that's a biplane, not a Stuka. And there he goes. Oh no, I think... No, I think the guy pulled out. We didn't die anyway. Oh well. These guys are hit. God, I wish my teammates can actually see my markers right now. There's one. I tried to use my machine gun. Ouch. Oh, this is nasty. But the bombs are super limited. Super limited in firepower.
Just keep it up, and victory will be ours.
Yeah, hearing this again.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
Yeah, that's right. Stay close to each other. You are stronger that way. No! Why did you die? Yeah, we lost. I'm not exactly the fastest plane on the planet. Oh, yes. Thank you. Oh, the final blow.